Hello guys, and today Putin states he has a peace plan when actually it is a war plan. And most importantly, nobody even asked him. This is a very vivid symptom that Kremlin gobbling is afraid of the outcomes of the peace summit organized by Ukraine, Switzerland, and its allies, and it will actually start tomorrow. And I'm sure lots of the decisions will make life in Russia more unbearable than it is even now. Putin's peace plan is totally crazy, just like the author of it, where he wants to get 4 of Ukrainian regions: Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia. Of course, we will never agree on that. Well, first of all, because this is Ukraine and our people are waiting for the liberation. Second, because you cannot appease evil and believe that this is the way to stop the war. It is the way to encourage more and more troubles, and maybe not even in Ukraine. Because we remember vividly that any agreement signed with Russia is not worth the paper on which it was signed. It was this way 100 years ago, and it is like that now. So let me tell you more about Putin's fear of the future summit in Switzerland and his crazy, absurd peace plan that he decided to air today from an ordinary Ukrainian perspective. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda and fake news. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. As far as I know, Zelensky has already arrived in Switzerland, and for the next 2 days, many beautiful countries will think, how can we make this world a safer place? And of course, it means to defeat Russia. There will be more than 90 countries present, and 57 of them will send presidents and prime ministers. And oh my god, this is actually huge. I do not remember anything that big and that important happening on this planet if it's not something internationally organized like EU or United Nations. But our country, together with friends and partners in different corners of the world, has managed to think of such a platform. And I'm sure that for the next 2 days we will be very careful observing what is going on. But Putin is so much afraid of the very fact of this peace summit in Switzerland that he decided to pretend he also has a plan, and he shared it perhaps for his dictator friends, because I don't know who else is waiting for anything from Putin's mouth. But anyway, he had to pretend that he also has a plan, that he potentially can develop a peace platform, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the Northern Korea. So his peace plan is BS, just as everything what Putin does or says. And he wanted to get 4 of Ukrainian regions: Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Luhansk, regions he will never get. And he even wanted them in the administrative borders, not those pieces of territory that he managed to grasp temporarily, but administrative regions. Of course, our answer is no, and I think it is better to deliver it with ATACMS. And anyway, this is a reminder of how far away Putin is from reality in his bunkers. But anyway, even if we do have some people who believe we have to negotiate, we have to look for how to satisfy Putin, I need to remind you our very recent history. And if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe. This is the easiest way to demonstrate your solidarity with Ukraine and help us spread more information. This is very, very important. So, in 2014, Putin annexed Crimea. What was the message of global leaders, UN, EU, and so on? Let's not escalate. Let's appease this evil. And in the result, in a couple of days, he continued to Luhansk and Donetsk regions and temporarily occupied some parts of it. By the way, guys, it's really important to understand that not all Donetsk and not all Luhansk regions are occupied after 10 years of war by the so-called second strongest army of the world. And now he says that he wants 2 more regions and then he will be satisfied, and this is not just a ceasefire, this is the end of war, and so on and so forth. Well, first of all, no one in Ukraine will ever accept that, and people on temporarily occupied territories suffer greatly. They greatly want to return back to Ukraine. All of these filtration camps, stolen children, all this will actually be discussed in Switzerland, as these are extremely important humanitarian aspects. But anyway, he also wants Ukraine to remain neutral forever, never joining NATO, and, I don't know, waiting for another regions to be occupied by Russia. Of course, no one will ever accept that, because we see it. Annexation of Crimea, Donetsk, Luhansk, now 2 more regions, then 5 more regions, and so on and so forth. Plus, after so many war crimes committed, this person is not to negotiate the territories of the country. The only thing he can negotiate is how many death sentences or life sentences he can accept during the next centuries. So, anyway, it was really funny to read to this idea, and honestly I observe a very serious switch in my own attitude since the start of this war, when at the beginning I was closely following the news, including this toxic Putin speeches, and now I realize he is very far away from reality, and this is not something that we have to be afraid of or we have to consider seriously. It is better to look at his peace plan from a different perspective. Why is he saying this, knowing that actually no one will follow this idea? Well, there is nothing left to do. He is a global outsider, and even his dictator friends, they support him because that's the way dictators back up each other. But at the same time, I'm sure they do not respect him anymore, and they see he is weak. And in this world of dictator predators, no, I'm not a dictator despite the the pattern of my blouse, he is considered weak, and like he is very dependent, for example, on the ammunition from the North Korea, and these guys send him ammunition like crazy. It seems to me 1,000-car train was sent, like lots of trains were sent from the North Korea to Russia, like these days. And let me know in the comments below, would you like a separate video on Russia and its dictator friends? But anyway, all that Putin says does not matter, because I am sure that the majority of those countries who are strong, who are smart, who are living in the present and future, not in the past, they have already chosen their side in this war. And it's really easy, because this is one of those wars that is very obvious where there is good and where there is bad. Like, we are protecting our territory, and all what we want is 1991 borders back. So of course, no peace plan of Putin, but we'll see what will be the decisions, preliminary decisions. Of course, this is perhaps one of many peace summits, and there are a couple of very serious issues discussed there, including Ukrainian children, return of prisoners of war, security of Zaporizhia power plant, and many more. But once again, this is also an extremely important meeting where many important decision makers will be present, and lots of things they will discuss outside the cameras. And in the months and weeks to come, we will feel that and we will see that. But I also like these messages that Ukrainian armed forces send to the Russian Federation with drones, ATACMS, storm shadows, scalps, and all the other beautiful messages. I'm still in Kyiv. Today we had like 3 air raid alerts, and oh my god, how this interrupts your living, you cannot even imagine. And it's so unusual when you literally have people waiting near oh my god, mall near a mall for the end of the air raid, not hiding, and discussing how in the other part of Kyiv people are trying to shoot the drone. Ukraine is super resilient. Actually, it's bad how quickly you get used to such things, and it makes you more susceptible to danger, like when you're not afraid anymore, because you cannot be afraid for 2.5 years every day, every second of your life. So let's end this evil Kremlin regime and return back to normal living. This is so much needed. So let me know, would you like a video about dictators? And let's observe very carefully what is going on in Switzerland. Let me know in comments below also what are your expectations from this summit. Of course, it cannot bring us peace today, but this is an important step. Remember to join me on Instagram. I share more of everyday life there, including my Kyiv walks. You can find the link in the description of this video. Also, I'm on X, Threads. I like to quarrel or express my emotions in this social media, and the links are in the description of the video too. We have a beautiful and very warm Discord community and a fantastic merch shop with lots of beautiful items that work well as conversation starters and reminders about Ukraine. Thank you so much for buying me coffees, becoming patrons and sponsors of the channel, and helping me film and write more. But most importantly, thank you for all the work that you do inside of your countries, for all the conversations that you hold, and we stay united. Slava Ukraini!